Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, you swing your legs off the bed, and right there, before your feet even touch the floor, you feel it. That heaviness, that drag, the energy that used to be automatic in your 20s and 30s, it's just not there anymore. And here's the truth no one wants to talk about. It's not just age. It's your testosterone quietly slipping away. Now, I'm not talking about some fancy supplement, some pill, or an injection. I'm talking about something sitting right in front of you in the grocery store. 3 simple fruits. 3 foods most men overlook because they seem too ordinary, too simple to matter. But science tells a different story. These fruits don't just keep you alive, they fire you up. They tell your body, hey, it's time to turn the engines back on. Think about this. Men with higher testosterone don't just have more energy, they have sharper focus. They recover faster. Their moods are steadier. Their drive, yes, that drive, stays lit. And I'm going to show you exactly how 3 fruits can do that for you. Not in theory, not in wishful thinking, but in a way that rewires how your body produces energy, how your hormones behave, and how you carry yourself every single day. So here's my challenge to you. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to know exactly what to put on your plate to get back that edge you thought was gone for good. 3 fruits. That's it. And the payoff? Strength, energy, confidence. The version of you that refuses to fade out quietly. Most men don't realize it until it's already taken root. You hit your 50s, 60s, and suddenly the body you've known your entire life isn't operating the same way. You're eating the same foods, moving through the same routines, but you don't feel the same. You're more tired than usual. A good night's sleep doesn't hit the reset button anymore. The workouts that once made you feel alive now leave you drained for days. And here's the kicker. You start thinking this is just what getting older is supposed to feel like. But it's not the whole truth. There's something deeper happening inside your body, and it has a name: testosterone decline. By the time a man hits 60, his testosterone levels have already been falling for decades. It starts slow, around 1% per year, after 30, but the effect compounds over time. Imagine your energy as a battery that's losing a little charge every year. You don't notice much at first, but by the time you're in your 60s, the battery's only half full, and that's when you finally feel the consequences. But here's the part no one talks about enough. Testosterone isn't just about sex drive. Sure, that's the headline most people know, but it's only one slice of the pie. Testosterone is the hormone of vitality. It governs muscle mass, bone density, fat distribution, red blood cell production, and even how your brain processes focus and drive. When it dips, you don't just lose interest in the bedroom, you lose the edge in every corner of your life. You start gaining belly fat where there never used to be any. Your shoulders don't sit as square, your grip isn't as strong, and mentally you don't feel as sharp. Some men even slip into low moods or irritability, not realizing that it's hormonal chemistry tilting the scales, not just bad days. Energy is tied right into this decline. Think about it. Testosterone boosts your mitochondria, the little powerhouses inside your cells. They're what generate the energy your body runs on. When testosterone falls, mitochondria don't work as efficiently. Less fuel, less fire. That's why you wake up groggy. That's why halfway through the day you're searching for another cup of coffee. And that's why when you hit the gym, the pump doesn't come the way it used to. You're pushing your body without the hormonal spark that makes effort translate into strength. Now let's add another layer. Cortisol, the stress hormone. As testosterone drops, cortisol tends to rise. It's like a seesaw. One goes down, the other creeps up. And what does cortisol do? It robs you of sleep, packs fat around your midsection, and keeps your body in a state of tension. It's your body stuck in survival mode instead of performance mode. So now you've got 2 forces working against you: low testosterone and high cortisol. That's the biological version of trying to run a race with weights strapped to your legs. And here's where it gets dangerous. Too many men accept this decline as permanent. They throw their hands up and say, well, I'm just getting old. They start moving less, eating whatever's convenient, and withdrawing from challenges that once fueled them. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Lower testosterone makes them feel weaker, and acting weaker keeps testosterone even lower. It's a downward spiral. But the truth is, your body still has the machinery to fire up testosterone production. It's not broken, it just needs the right trigger. Think of testosterone like a fire that's been smoldering. The embers are still there, even at 60, 70, beyond. The mistake is thinking the fire has burned out. All you need is the right fuel, the right oxygen, and it can roar back into life. That's where nutrition comes in, and that's why we're talking about these fruits. Because food isn't just calories, it's information. Every bite tells your body how to behave, what hormones to make, what systems to prioritize. Eat junk, and your body gets the signal to store fat and shut down testosterone. Eat smart, and your body gets the signal to build, energize, and perform. Let me paint the picture even clearer. Picture two men, both 65. One eats a standard diet, heavy in processed foods, sugar, and quick fixes. He wakes up sluggish, takes a handful of medications, and tells himself this is just normal aging. The other is intentional. He focuses on nutrient-rich foods that directly feed testosterone and energy production. He still feels strong when he gets up in the morning. He's active, he's engaged, and he's sharp. Both men are the same age, but their bodies are telling two completely different stories. That's not genetic, that's not luck, that's choice. And here's the empowering part. While you can't stop the clock, you can slow the decline. You can change how you age. Yes, testosterone naturally dips with time, but how steep that drop is, that's in your hands. The difference between a man who feels like he's fading and a man who feels like he's thriving at 60, 70, 80, that difference often comes down to lifestyle. What you put in your body every day is either fueling decline or fueling resilience. So when we talk about testosterone and energy after 60, don't think of it as a death sentence. Think of it as feedback. Your body is telling you it needs better fuel, smarter habits, and intentional choices. And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't take complicated systems or extreme measures. Sometimes it's as simple as adding 3 powerful fruits into your daily routine. Fruits that have been proven to nudge testosterone up, to restore energy production, to fight off the sluggishness and fog that too many men accept as just getting older. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming your power. Because the truth is, energy and vitality don't belong only to the young. They belong to any man willing to take responsibility for what he puts in his body. There's a reason ancient warriors, kings, and healers treated the pomegranate like treasure. This fruit has been written into history, carved into mythology, and revered in medicine for thousands of years. It wasn't just admired for its beauty or its taste. The ancients noticed something. People who consumed it were stronger, more resilient, and more vigorous. And now, modern science has caught up to what they already knew. Pomegranate isn't just a fruit, it's a natural performance enhancer, especially for men. So, let's break this down. When you open a pomegranate, what you see inside are hundreds of ruby red seeds packed with juice. That juice is loaded with antioxidants, some of the most powerful known in nature. Antioxidants are the body's cleanup crew. They fight off oxidative stress, the same stress that breaks down cells, weakens your immune system, and accelerates aging. And here's where the magic connects to testosterone. Oxidative stress is one of the silent killers of testosterone production. It damages the Leydig cells in your testes, the very cells responsible for making testosterone. When oxidative stress goes up, testosterone goes down. But when you bring in antioxidants like those in pomegranate, you protect those cells, almost like building a shield around your testosterone factory. Now, there's another piece of the puzzle: blood flow. Men over 60 often notice energy dips, not just because testosterone is lower, but because circulation isn't what it used to be. Pomegranate juice has been proven in studies to improve blood flow, relax blood vessels, and lower blood pressure. Why does that matter for testosterone? Because your hormones move through your bloodstream. Better circulation means better delivery of testosterone where it needs to go. Better circulation also means better endurance, better performance, and yes, better function in the bedroom. In fact, researchers in the UK ran a fascinating study where men drank pomegranate juice daily. After just 2 weeks, they saw testosterone levels increase by nearly 25%. Think about that. Not a drug, not a prescription, not an injection, just a fruit you can buy at your local market. Alongside that boost, men reported improved mood, more energy, and a stronger sense of vitality. It's not hype, it's biology. And if you're thinking this is too simple, let me remind you, testosterone isn't about quick fixes. It's about nudging your body into the right state consistently. Pomegranate does this by lowering stress hormones, improving circulation, and directly protecting the cells that make testosterone. It's like flipping on switches your body forgot it, still had. Let's talk about the energy side. You know that afternoon slump when you're dragging yourself through the day, reaching for another cup of coffee or something sweet? That's not just fatigue. It's your cells struggling to keep up. Pomegranate helps here too, because the antioxidants don't just protect your testosterone cells, they also protect your mitochondria, the engines inside every cell that produce energy. When your mitochondria are healthier, you generate more usable energy. That means less fog, less fatigue, more stamina. Now, practically speaking, how do you use this fruit? You've got options. You can scoop out the seeds and eat them raw. They add crunch, sweetness, and tang to yogurt, oatmeal, or salads. You can juice them, which is one of the fastest ways to get a concentrated dose of those antioxidants. You can even buy pomegranate juice. But here's the warning. Not all juices are created equal. Go for pure pomegranate juice. No added sugars, no blends diluted with apple or grape. You want the real thing. A glass a day is enough to give your body the boost it needs. Some men hesitate because they think eating fruit is too basic to make a difference. That mindset is the very reason so many men suffer in silence. They chase complicated supplements, exotic powders, expensive treatments, while ignoring the simple, powerful tools right in front of them. Pomegranate is proof that the basics, done consistently, can move the needle in a big way. Here's a way to think about it. If your body is an army, testosterone is your general. It gives the orders. It decides when to build muscle, when to burn fat, when to spark energy. But a general is only as effective as the soldiers delivering his commands. That's where blood flow and cellular health come in. Pomegranate strengthens the army by giving it energy, clarity, and communication lines that actually work. Suddenly, the orders get carried out. You don't just produce testosterone, you feel it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. At my age, can a piece of fruit really make that much of a difference? Let me be blunt. Yes, if you're consistent. This isn't about one glass of juice making you feel like Superman. It's about feeding your body the right signal every day, telling it, protect testosterone, protect energy, stay alive, stay sharp. Over time, those small signals add up to big results. Picture it this way. You spend decades putting wear and tear on your body. Stress, processed food, lack of sleep, environmental toxins, they all chip away at your testosterone. Adding pomegranate into your daily life is like finally sending in reinforcements. It doesn't erase the years, but it changes the trajectory moving forward. Instead of sliding downhill, you start building back upward, regaining strength you thought was gone for good. And here's the beauty of it. Pomegranate doesn't just work in isolation. It sets the stage for the other fruits we're going to talk about. Think of it as the first domino in the chain. You improve testosterone production, you improve circulation, you improve energy. That creates momentum, and momentum is everything, especially at 60 and beyond. Because once you feel even a small spark of energy return, you're more motivated to move, to exercise, to engage with life. And those actions, in turn, keep testosterone levels healthier. It's a cycle. Pomegranate can be the spark that lights it. So the next time you walk past that pile of pomegranates at the store, don't see just another fruit. See a tool. See a weapon. See a way to fight back against decline and reclaim the vitality that still belongs to you. Open it up, taste the richness, and remember, this is nature's way of telling you your best years aren't behind you. They're waiting to be recharged. There's a reason bananas are one of the most recognized foods on the planet. They don't come in fancy packaging. They don't need preparation. And they've been fueling men for generations. But here's the mistake. Because they're so common, most men underestimate them. They think bananas are just a quick snack, something you toss into a lunchbox or grab at a gas station. The truth is, this simple fruit is a powerhouse for testosterone and energy, two things men over 60 desperately need to recharge. Let's start with energy because that's where bananas shine immediately. Inside every banana is a perfect mix of natural sugars, glucose, fructose, and sucrose, along with fiber. What that means is, when you eat one, you don't just get a sugar rush that spikes and crashes. Instead, you get a steady release of energy. Your body absorbs it in stages, some right away, some over the next hour or two. That's why athletes often grab bananas before a race or workout. It's quick fuel, but it lasts. And for a man over 60, that's crucial. Your body doesn't bounce back from fatigue as fast as it once did. You need fuel that's reliable, that carries you through the day instead of dropping you into another slump. But energy is just the surface. The deeper benefit is how bananas support testosterone production. One of the key players here is an enzyme called bromelain. It's been linked in multiple studies to higher testosterone levels. Think of bromelain as a quiet assistant in the background, helping your body keep testosterone up when it would otherwise be sliding down. And bananas are a natural source of it. Add that to the fact that they're rich in vitamin B6, a vitamin directly tied to hormone regulation, and you've got a fruit that's not just feeding your body, but instructing it to make more testosterone. Now let's talk minerals. Bananas are famous for potassium, but most men don't realize how that ties into testosterone. Potassium keeps your muscles contracting smoothly, your nerves firing properly, and your heart beating steadily. But even more importantly, potassium and its cousin magnesium, which bananas also carry, play a role in controlling cortisol, your stress hormone. Remember that seesaw? Testosterone and cortisol are constantly battling for balance. High cortisol blocks testosterone, leaving you drained, sluggish, and soft. Potassium and magnesium lower that stress load. They literally help tilt the seesaw back in testosterone's favor. For men over 60, that's game-changing. Here's a practical scenario. You're 65, you've had a stressful day, and your body is pumping out cortisol. That stress chemistry is telling your body, forget about building muscle. Forget about making testosterone. We're in survival mode. Now, if that happens day after day, your testosterone tanks. But when you feed your body bananas consistently, you're giving it the minerals it needs to calm cortisol, to shift out of survival mode and back into performance mode. That means more energy for your workouts, better sleep at night in a hormonal environment that actually supports vitality. Let's not forget digestion. As men age, digestion slows down, and that can impact energy too. Bananas are rich in fiber, but not the kind that just bulks you up. They contain prebiotic fibers that feed the healthy bacteria in your gut. Why does that matter for testosterone? Because gut health is directly tied to hormone health. A balanced gut helps regulate everything from inflammation to nutrient absorption. If your gut isn't right, your hormones aren't right. Bananas are like fertilizer for that internal ecosystem, keeping things balanced so your testosterone has a fighting chance. Think back to when you were younger. You could skip meals, eat junk, and somehow still keep going. That doesn't work anymore. At 60 and beyond, every bite counts. Bananas are one of those foods that give you an immediate payoff. Eat one before a workout, and you'll feel the energy difference. Eat one as part of your breakfast, and you'll notice you don't crash mid-morning. Add them into a smoothie with protein and some healthy fats, and you've just built yourself a testosterone-friendly, energy-sustaining meal without much effort. And let's talk about the psychology of eating, because that matters too. Bananas are simple. You don't need to cook them. You don't need utensils. You don't need to overthink. That removes barriers. Too often, men over 60 complicate nutrition. They know they need to eat better, but the thought of preparing fancy meals turns into procrastination. Bananas cut through that. Peel, eat, done. When something is that easy, you're more likely to stay consistent. And consistency is what drives testosterone levels back up, not random one-off efforts. Now here's a perspective most men miss. Bananas don't just fuel your body, they fuel your mood. Vitamin B6 and tryptophan in bananas help your brain produce serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Low testosterone and low serotonin often travel together, leaving men irritable, anxious, or down. A banana a day isn't going to cure depression, but it can support brain chemistry in a way that lifts your baseline mood. And when you feel better mentally, you show up better physically. That confidence feeds back into energy and testosterone. It's all connected. Here's what I want you to picture. You're heading out for your daily walk, or maybe to the gym, or even just to tackle the chores around the house. Instead of dragging your body through it, you fuel up with a banana. Your energy is steadier. You push a little harder. Your stress chemistry stays lower. Your testosterone nudges upward. Do that day after day, and suddenly, 60 doesn't feel like decline. It feels like momentum. And don't underestimate the compounding effect when you combine bananas with the other fruits we're talking about. Pomegranate improves blood flow. Bananas supply steady energy and hormonal support. And soon you've got a system running instead of sputtering. Bananas are the daily driver, the reliable, always there source of fuel and balance. Not flashy, not exotic, but absolutely essential. So the next time you walk past a banana stand, don't dismiss it as just a snack. See it for what it is, a simple, powerful tool to keep your testosterone steady, your energy high, and your mood sharp. At 60, 70, beyond, your body doesn't need gimmicks. It needs consistency, and bananas deliver exactly that. There's a reason avocados have earned the title of a superfood. They're creamy, versatile, and taste incredible. But beneath that smooth texture lies a nutritional arsenal that directly fuels testosterone and energy. For men over 60, this fruit isn't just food, it's medicine. It's the difference between feeling sluggish and heavy versus feeling sharp, strong, and alive. Most men don't realize how deeply testosterone is tied to fat. Your body literally makes testosterone out of cholesterol. Without healthy fats, your body doesn't have the raw material to produce this vital hormone. That's why low-fat diets often leave men weaker, fatigued, and hormonally flatlined. Avocados are nature's way of providing exactly the kind of fat your body needs. Monounsaturated fat. This isn't the greasy, artery-clogging fat you get from fried foods. This is clean, heart-protective fat that primes your body to manufacture testosterone naturally. Think of it as giving your body premium building blocks instead of cheap broken scraps. But it doesn't stop at fat. Avocados are loaded with vitamin E, a nutrient directly tied to testosterone production and sperm quality. Vitamin E acts as an antioxidant, protecting your hormones from oxidative stress, the same stress that ages your cells and drags your energy down. In fact, men with higher vitamin E intake often show better testosterone levels and improved sexual performance. For someone in their 60s or 70s, that's not just a bonus, it's a lifeline to vitality. Let's talk energy, because this is where avocados separate themselves from other fruits. Unlike bananas, which give you quick fuel, or pomegranates, which supercharge blood flow, avocados deliver long, steady energy. The reason? Their unique blend of fat, fiber, and nutrients stabilizes blood sugar. That's critical for men over 60. Fluctuating blood sugar, spikes, followed by crashes, leaves you exhausted, moody, and craving junk food. Avocados keep your blood sugar balanced, which means your energy stays steady. You're not running on fumes or chasing your next coffee. You're stable, sharp, and consistent all day. And here's another overlooked benefit: heart health. Testosterone and cardiovascular health are tightly linked. Poor circulation and clogged arteries don't just hurt your heart, they limit blood flow to every system that depends on it. Avocados lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, while raising HDL cholesterol, the good kind. That balance improves circulation, which is essential for carrying testosterone and oxygen throughout your body. Better blood flow means more stamina, better performance in the gym, quicker recovery, and yes, improved performance in the bedroom too. Now let's get practical. How do you actually add avocados into your daily routine without making it complicated? The beauty is in the simplicity. Slice one open and eat it with a spoon. Spread it on whole grain toast with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Dice it into a salad. Mash it into guacamole. Blend it into a smoothie. The flavor is mild, which means it pairs with almost anything. For breakfast, it keeps you full and energized until lunch. For lunch, it's the healthy fat that stabilizes your energy through the afternoon. For dinner, it rounds out a meal without weighing you down. Some men hesitate with avocados because they hear fat and think weight gain. Let's clear that up right now. The fat in avocados isn't what makes you fat. It's the processed junk, the sugars, the refined oils, the empty calories that packs on belly weight and crushes testosterone. Healthy fats like those in avocados actually help you burn fat by stabilizing hormones, improving insulin sensitivity, and keeping you full so you're not snacking on garbage. In other words, avocados don't make you heavier, they make you leaner and more energized. And let's touch on brain power. Testosterone isn't just about muscles and drive, it also affects cognition. Men with low testosterone often complain of brain fog, poor memory, and lack of focus. The monounsaturated fats in avocados fuel your brain just as much as they fuel your body. Your brain is made mostly of fat, and it thrives on the kind of clean fuel avocados deliver. Add in the B vitamins, potassium, and antioxidants packed inside, and you've got a fruit that literally feeds your brain, keeping it sharp long after most men assume decline is inevitable. Here's a scenario. Picture two men, both in their mid-60s. One avoids fat because he thinks it's bad. He loads up on low-fat packaged foods and wonders why he feels weak, tired, and disconnected. The other makes avocados a daily habit. His hormones have the raw material to stay active. His energy doesn't crash mid-afternoon. His workouts actually feel rewarding instead of draining. He sleeps better at night because his blood sugar and cortisol are balanced. Same age, same potential, but completely different outcomes. Why? One gives his body the fuel it needs, the other starves it. And don't overlook the psychological benefit. Eating avocados feels indulgent. They're creamy, rich, satisfying, almost like eating something decadent. But instead of guilt, you're giving your body exactly what it craves for hormonal health. That creates a powerful feedback loop. You enjoy what you're eating, your body rewards you with more energy, and you're more motivated to keep making smart choices. That's how habits stick. Not through restriction, but through enjoyment paired with result. For men over 60, avocados are more than a trendy fruit. They're a foundational food. They protect your heart, feed your brain, stabilize your energy, and give your body the fats and nutrients it needs to keep testosterone production alive. They're not a gimmick, not a fad, not a quick fix. They're a tool, one of the simplest, most effective tools you can add to your routine, starting today. So the next time you slice open that green flesh, don't see it as just part of a salad or sandwich. See it as an investment. Every bite is telling your body, keep building testosterone, keep energy steady, keep the fire alive. At 60, 70, 80, this isn't about chasing youth. It's about fueling strength and vitality for the life you're living right now. And avocados? They're one of the smartest allies you've got in that fight. And knowing which fruits can boost your testosterone and energy is one thing. Actually turning that knowledge into a daily habit that changes your life. That's where the real work begins. Because let's be honest, most men over 60 already know they should be eating better. They've heard about healthy foods, they've heard about exercise, and yet the follow-through is where it falls apart. Why? Because they think it has to be complicated. They think it requires drastic diets, expensive supplements, or hours in the kitchen. That belief is what keeps them stuck. The truth is, integrating these three fruits, pomegranate, bananas, and avocados into your lifestyle is simple. It's not about overhauling everything overnight. It's about creating small, repeatable actions that add up to big results. Here's the mindset shift. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to eat a truckload of pomegranates in one sitting or turn every meal into a gourmet avocado recipe. What you need is a steady drip of these foods working inside your body day after day. Testosterone doesn't tank overnight, and it doesn't come back overnight either. It responds to consistent signals. Every time you eat one of these fruits, you're sending a signal: build energy, boost testosterone, protect vitality. Repeat that signal often enough, and your body listens. So, let's paint a picture of what this looks like in a real day. Morning is when your testosterone is naturally at its highest. This is the time to fuel it properly instead of sabotaging it with sugary cereal or processed bread. Imagine starting your day with a banana. Simple, quick, no preparation. Pair it with a boiled egg or a scoop of Greek yogurt, and you've just given your body the carbs, protein, and nutrients it needs to fire up. That banana is delivering steady energy, helping regulate your cortisol, and priming your body for focus. By mid-morning, instead of crashing, you're steady. You feel alert. That's not an accident. That's nutrition working for you. Now, let's talk midday. This is when most men over 60 hit a wall. Lunch often becomes the enemy because it's heavy, it's greasy, it's loaded with empty carbs that pull you down instead of lifting you up. Here's where the avocado steps in. Slice one onto a piece of whole grain toast. Add some lean protein like turkey or chicken, maybe a sprinkle of olive oil or sea salt, and you've got a meal that powers you through the afternoon. The healthy fats stabilize your blood sugar, the fiber keeps you full, and your testosterone gets the raw material it needs to stay strong. Instead of fighting sleep at 2 p.m., you're energized, clear, and ready to move. Evening is where pomegranate shines. After a long day, your body is tired, your stress hormones may be creeping up, and your circulation isn't as sharp. A glass of pure pomegranate juice, or a bowl of fresh seeds, becomes the reset button. It lowers oxidative stress, improves blood flow, and gently nudges testosterone production upward. It also helps with recovery, especially if you're active during the day. Think of it as fuel for repair. Your body is always rebuilding at night. Muscle tissue, hormone levels, brain chemistry. Giving it pomegranate in the evening is like sending in reinforcements, so you wake up stronger the next morning. That's the simple framework: banana in the morning, avocado in the afternoon, pomegranate in the evening. One fruit, one signal, 3 different times a day. Over time, this becomes a rhythm. And rhythms are powerful. They create momentum. You stop thinking about eating healthy as a burden and start experiencing it as automatic, like brushing your teeth. But here's the thing. This isn't just about the fruit. It's about what happens around it. When you fuel yourself with these foods, you naturally start making better choices. You've got more energy, so you move more. You recover better, so you're more consistent with activity. You feel sharper mentally, so you show up differently in your relationships and responsibilities. That feedback loop reinforces itself. And suddenly, instead of decline, you're living in progress. Now you may wonder, what if you travel? What if you're busy? What if you don't cook? That's exactly why these fruits are so perfect. Bananas are portable. Grab one, throw it in your bag, done. Pomegranates can be bought as ready-to-drink juice as long as it's pure and unsweetened. Avocados take seconds to slice. You don't need a chef. You don't need a kitchen full of gadgets. You just need the decision to prioritize your fuel. Of course, no food works in isolation. If you're eating these fruits but still filling the rest of your plate with processed junk, fried foods, and sugar, you're sending mixed signals. Testosterone thrives on clarity. Your body can't optimize hormones if it's busy fighting inflammation and toxins from poor choices. So use these fruits as anchors. Build meals around them. Fill in the gaps with lean proteins, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and clean carbs. That doesn't mean you can never enjoy a treat. It means the foundation of your diet is strong, and the occasional indulgence won't knock you off course. And let's not forget movement. These fruits give your body the fuel, but movement tells your body what to do with it. Strength training, walking, stretching, all of it helps your body use testosterone effectively. Picture it this way. The fruits are the fuel. Exercise is the ignition. Together, they fire up your system in a way that food or exercise alone can't. The real secret here isn't about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Imagine waking up at 65 with steady energy, clear focus, and strength in your body. Imagine not relying on endless coffee or medications to get through the day. Imagine having the vitality to play with your grandkids, to travel, to take on challenges, to feel like yourself again. That's what daily integration gives you. It's not a miracle. It's not instant. It's the compound effect of simple, consistent actions that add up to transformation. So here's the bottom line. Don't just learn about these fruits. Don't just nod your head and say, "That sounds good." Put it into practice. Tomorrow morning, grab a banana instead of a processed breakfast. At lunch, slice an avocado onto your plate. After dinner, finish with pomegranate. Repeat that the next day and the next, until it becomes who you are. Because at 60, 70, 80, the men who thrive are not the ones with perfect genetics or expensive treatments. They're the men who show up for themselves daily, in small, disciplined ways. And the truth is, you have everything you need. These fruits aren't exotic luxuries. They're accessible. They're simple. They're powerful. The only thing left is your choice. So here's where it all comes together. You've seen the science, you've heard the truth, and you know now it's not about gimmicks, pills, or shortcuts. It's about fueling your body with what it actually needs. 3 fruits. That's it. Pomegranate to ignite blood flow and testosterone. Bananas to give you steady energy and hormonal support. Avocados to provide the healthy fats that keep testosterone alive and your energy balanced. Simple, powerful, proven. But here's the part you can't ignore. None of this matters if you don't act. Knowledge without action is wasted. You can nod your head, agree with everything said here, and then go back to the same habits that have been draining you for years. Or you can decide that today is the day you start fueling your body like the man you want to be. Because aging doesn't mean fading. 60 doesn't mean slowing down. You don't have to accept fatigue, low drive, or weakness as your new normal. You've still got time, you've still got fight, and your body is still listening. Every bite you take tells it how to respond. The question is, are you going to feed decline, or are you going to feed strength? The choice is yours. It's not complicated. It's not out of reach. It's as simple as putting these 3 fruits into your routine and letting them do their work day after day, meal after meal. Do that, and you're not just eating better. You're reclaiming energy, focus, and confidence. You're proving that life after 60 isn't the end of your strength, it's the next chapter of it. So stop waiting. Start now. Let your plate become your weapon, your fuel, your signal to your body that you're still here, still strong, still in control. 3 fruits, 1 decision, a lifetime of difference.